boy Mariah. We in this bitch with my nigga Mac. We up here in Paducah, chilling like a motherfucker. You feel me?
Big facts.
Big facts. Mac Dizzle in this bitch. Shit, we doing
My
it, man.
dog.
Talk about some things and shit, man. It's just a little chilly out this bitch. We outside. How we are? But I do got some questions for my nigga. How we gonna get started on some shit?
Let's rock.
And that's just to get us going, bruh. And then you can kind of take it from there, shit, because I know you got a lot of shit to give to a motherfucker, bruh. And a whole lot of game. Let me see. I know I got it in there. Is it one of them other
A little
books?
bit about a lot of shit.
Yeah, here we go. Bam, Mac interview. Got you, bro. So we're gonna start off, telling the people, just give a little motherfuckers, give them a little something about yourself, bro. Just tell them who you are, my nigga, and how much time you did and all that shit.
My name Mac, man. You know what I'm saying?
And that's MAC.
That's
no
MAC.
K with it.
Yeah. You just fucked me up too with that one.
That's my nigga.
That's MAC, no K with it.
Yeah.
I took out the spray with it.
Yeah,
You
real
know what I'm
shit.
saying? I'm from Paducah, man. You know what I'm saying? Born and raised. You know what I'm saying? Got into some shit when I was a kid, man. Ended up doing 24 years, man, of my life in prison. That's where I met him at.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
facts.
saying? We've been rocking ever since.
That nigga Sensei, that's the homie, man. Real shit. That nigga taught a nigga a lot. Real shit, yo. And my nigga said he did 24 years and shit. How young was you when you went in, Mac?
Shit, I went in 16, came home 40.
Nah, see, that's a grip, nigga. That's why I said, and these kids nowadays don't understand that shit. Look, I was saying, I seen something one day, they got like almost a 1 million number now.
Nah, that's crazy.
That's why I said that shit's crazy. Yeah, and that's something that these young cats don't think
They
about.
don't understand that part.
Yeah, and they wouldn't even know a cat like you or I done did the time that we'd have done, just how we carry ourselves now. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I start off some shit like we talk about. You said you did 24 years and shit. What tied you to the homies that you had back then, you know what I'm saying, that got you into the shit that you got into? Like, how did you end up in these groups? Because I know you play basketball and shit,
Yeah, so for me, man, look, it started out sports, you know what I'm saying? And basically, you know what I'm saying, shit, it was some neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? I done had pretty much the same friends here all my life, you know what I'm saying? So, and everybody know everybody here. But for me, it started off, you know what I'm saying, interacting with some gang shit, you know what I'm saying? Went that route, bumped into a motherfucker that, you know what I'm saying, I knew, I've been cool with. We did time and shit, juvenile time and shit together. And really, man, it's just one, look, this is my motto, man. This is what this shit done taught me for real. Like, one wrong, yeah, what you should have said nah can change your whole damn life.
That's real shit.
You know what I'm saying? Cause that's exactly what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was supposed to be at home. I was on my way home.
Mm-hmm.
I was on my way home. Bumped into a dude, you know what I'm saying? Next thing I know, that was 1997.
Yeah, and then fast forward.
I didn't come home to 2021.
Facts. That's facts. Yeah, that's what
I'm saying. So, but like I said, I started out. You know what I'm saying? I played sports. Football, basketball, baseball. I played sports. Fell in love with the game of basketball, but all that shit changed, man. Once you get a taste of this street shit, man, and you think this what you want to do as a kid.
Yeah, and that's why I said, like, what was it? Some shit like at home that brought that change? Like, was it?
I mean, home played a part. Home played a part because, you know what I'm saying, rest in peace, man. My mother, man.
Yeah, because that's what pushed me out there in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
She played a major role in this too, and I just got to be real with that. She played a major role in this because once my daddy left, it opened the door for me to do a lot of shit that she was okay with.
Yeah.
And she was a recovering addict, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that opened the door for me to do a lot of shit that she didn't care about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Man, I'm telling you.
And me being me, I took advantage of it.
Yeah. And I think that's what we all do. A lot of us young black brothers do. You know what I'm saying? Like in that young age, growing up in those single mother homes and shit. Like we developed that mentality of like, you know, we grown, you know what I'm saying? Like we the man of the house now type shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, because that was my train of thought, you know, and that's when I started, you know, it led to me hustling, doing this and linking with this homie and before you know it, you know, we doing this and we doing that.
I took pride in being able to be out late. You know what I'm saying? Without no curfew, stay out all night if I wanted to.
And we had purpose back then when we was out late like that too. We wasn't just out on like fuckery shit like these generation nowadays.
See, and that's why I be trying to talk to these kids, man. Like, man, this shit ain't what you want. This shit, listen. Everybody tell you see the glitz, the glory, you see all that shit. But it's a flip side to that coin, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a flip side to that coin that a lot of children, and I can speak from experience, a lot of children, man, in their mind, they not ready to deal with that shit.
No.
They not ready to deal with that shit. It's all fun and games, man, till that judge tell you life.
Man, that's real shit. Like, and that's why I said I remember the little homie was talking about that, and then Lil Rap talking about them type of times. Like, a lot of people wouldn't even be able to stomach that shit, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers don't know what they're feeling when you out there thugging and doing the shit that you doing. You don't never think about shit like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I could tell you all the times that we was out there doing what we was doing. I never thought to try to take and put some money over here towards this or try to put towards that. The only thing I was worried about was having money for lawyer fees and shit like that, you know, when and another thing is, like, you know, we invest a lot of time into these relationships, like, you know, like say for instance, before I caught my case, my previous relationship, you know, up until then I was with her for like 7-8 years before I got banged up, you know what I'm saying? Right. And then these people move on when you in that situation, but they lived in that moment with you. You know, whatever rewards you got from that hustle.
That's what I'm talking about. That's that flip side.
Yeah, and that's what these kids don't understand. Like, so they be wilding out for these little young chicks doing all the little shit they doing, not knowing that, you know, she gonna be on to the next one, bro. When, you know, she ain't like it's the thing.
Before
like,
you get on the bus.
Yeah, you was going cuckoo nuts to get the bitch. You know what I'm saying? So if you know, and I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I'm just saying you was just going cuckoo nuts. You know, and now at the end of the day, what you think she gonna do when you gone? You know what I'm saying? You think she gonna sit there?
Exactly,
you know,
what you think she gonna do?
Yeah, you know, and that's just and that's some weak shit too. On, you know, like when I be trying to stress to some of the women in our culture, you know, like that lack of loyalty, they don't understand that shit mentally damages a man. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter how much of an alpha male you are, when your woman don't got respect for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? That's some shit to where sometimes it'll have a man questioning himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, you know, like is it me or is it that, you know, or you'll start to do shit outside of your character trying to get that attention. You know what I'm saying? Like,
man, 100%. And then it goes a little deeper. Then it goes a little deeper because, okay, now you got the time, right? Now you got the time. Okay, you got years invested in penitentiary now. Now you come home.
Yeah.
Right. And 9 times out of 10, the goal is to pick up where you left off or where y'all left off. But then it's, you know, then you start thinking about, man,
all them years you spent,
all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
You see how fucked up they be, and
now you done had time away from the situation. And then, but mentally though, you was just in penitentiary mentally. So now you going from there right to a relationship and don't have time to get yourself together. So now, and then on the flip side of that, now they looking at you like you fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you are.
Yeah.
And you are.
And you know, that's some things that they don't understand. Like, I didn't work for 10, 20 years, have a career or none of this before I ended up in that situation and you was rocking with me. Right. So now that I'm this older man and, you know, I'm fresh home or whatever, trying to make whatever opportunities for myself, that's the side of it that a lot of people don't understand. You don't have no trades. No. You don't have no skill sets. So when you go to these jobs, they try to pay you $15, $16 an hour to carry the whole motherfucking building. They want you to do work from 12 to 12. And they want you to work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They don't never want you to take a fucking day off and everything. They expect so much from you because they feel like they giving you an opportunity. They giving you an opportunity.
And that's true. But let me give you a little bit more of that too. Look, okay, on the relationship side too. All right. A lot of times, man, you wasn't in no serious relationship when you went in. Y'all wasn't living together, or you know what I mean? Things like that. I'm saying some people was. A lot of people wasn't. So now you do all these years, like you said, no skills, no life skills, no, you know what I'm saying? You went to penitentiary and they put you back out. Now you in a relationship, and guess what she do? Oh, you home now? Her? All this on you.
Yeah, place all the responsibility
all this on you. How do you?
Yeah, and that's what they do. Yeah,
and mentally, you're not ready to deal with that shit.
Yeah, no, you're not, because
not ready to deal with that shit.
And then real shit. And see, that's what they don't understand, because it ain't that you not ready to deal with the shit. It's just that you don't even know how. You don't have the means. I mean. You know what I'm saying? You're not even equipped. Yeah. It's like asking me to fix the kitchen sink with no tools.
With no tools.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how I'm gonna fix the sink with no tools? Like, hold up, let me get some tools first, and then I can fix this shit. Like,
that's the flip side of this shit.
Yeah, and that's what young niggas don't have no resources. No. You know what I'm saying? They don't have nobody that's gonna, give them this experience that some real shit that we done been through, did real time. All the stories that all the people that we done locked with. Like I'm telling you, bro, that the way that we was in there, the band rooms and shit, not to glorify none of that shit. I'm just saying, because wasn't nothing cool about that. But when I used to have conversations when we would be in the band room, and I said shit, I'll never forget that line, because it really meant something to me when I said, if I never took the charge, would I have met a Mac? My finest hour. You know what I'm saying? Never would there be another moment like this. Is no pride, no defenses. You know what I'm saying? Like real shit. As people don't understand those was truths, because like you made all of us excel in that moment. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, just thinking, if you had a different nurture in a different environment, you know what I'm saying, what we could have been and been great if we had resources and shit, because it ain't like we not great people in the lives that we live.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? It's 100%. Just that we don't have the resources that they might have on this other side. We have to take, invest in shit like this and podcasting and things like this, because our life, what they want for us is they want us to work at these factories and these places, and they want us to work for 10, 15 years just to get promoted to a supervisor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then they think we supposed to treat it like top flight security. We supposed to be on everybody and make sure everybody do their job. Like the expectations on a black man and shit nowadays is just crazy. You feel me? Like in my situation, like I said, the way that these things go nowadays, it's not about a black or white thing, but in most black men's cases, it's always something that the black man can do different. It don't matter what it is. It don't matter how the situation 100%. Played out. It's always something. And I feel like that's just wrong, because how's it always 100%. Something that we can do different when it's a lot of us that have no resources. We don't have different options. They don't. Some of these kids like me, in my situation, I grew up with my father wasn't around unless toys or Christmases, but the day-to-day shit, seeing my mama turn tricks and whatever she did to pay the bills and shit, dealing with her drug and shit.
See, for me, a while, my father was there for a while, but the thing with that was, shit, my father was in the streets too.
Yeah, right. And see, my dad wasn't, and that nigga wasn't around, so I didn't get that.
I seen a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying, at an early age that I really ain't had no business being exposed to.
Yeah, and that shit changes.
And then, but
you expect
me, you expect me not to pick up these habits.
Yeah, like do as I say, not as I do type shit. Yeah, like that's not
realistic, man.
Yeah, because if it's like, that's what I be stressing that with baby, like, be telling her, like, some of the times when she be getting upset with the baby girl, she'd be like, Jaylene, this and that, and I'll be like, just sometimes stop and look, think of it as that's a mirroring image right there. That's you. She ain't doing nothing but the shit she see you do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
real shit.
So you have to be more conscious about that shit. Like, that's what, and I'm saying, in our cultures, bro, this shit is huge, bro. Like,
it shouldn't matter.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, our women be quick to motherfucking like make a nigga feel like he ain't shit because a nigga ain't doing nothing. But then I'm saying there's some situations like,
but you know what? And this ain't to bash a woman. 90% of the time, the child with the woman.
Yeah.
A lot of times, the man ain't in the home.
No.
So, the child ain't doing nothing but mirroring what they see. So how you say the nigga ain't shit? When you the one showing them, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
not to bash no woman or nothing. I'm just saying the reality of the situation is what it is.
Right, exactly. That's why I said, and that's why I'm like, I just be on some solid shit, like trying to get resources from both sides, because in our culture, like, you know, my siblings, my situations, you know, that's just what I speak from. Motherfuckers care more about the perception, what everybody else thought. You know what I'm saying? What the next motherfucker thought about it.
Man, that's and that's universal.
And that's the fucked up part about it, bro, because we do that shit. Like, we place these motherfucking weak ass expectations or these weak ass statuses on each other, like making a motherfucker that wear Jordans or a nigga that wear Jordans. Like, I used to say is a bitch that, you know, be on a nigga that ain't got no drive, that don't do nothing, nigga, but this nigga show up fresh to death all the motherfucking time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where the line's gonna always be drawn for you. You know what I'm saying? That's where the line's gonna be drawn for you. You know what I'm saying? You gonna
that's that shit where, you know what I'm saying, the eye, you know what I'm saying? A motherfucker will, like you just said, a motherfucker pull up fresh in a motherfucker, ain't got a damn thing going on though.
Right.
But that eye candy though.
Yeah, right, you know exactly. That just wanting somebody else to see.
They'll walk past this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying, who own his own business. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right, for that motherfucking dude that ain't got shit, but he's fresh to death.
Because he got on
regular clothes.
He got on some old regular ass shit. He a regular nigga. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's the mind frame of women, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's why, and if, you know, when you look at the statistics and shit, you know, like, I ain't got nothing on him, but you can walk outside and look, when you see most of the women and shit in our community, the young ladies and shit, bro, you know, they be out here with raising these kids on their own. Man, you know what I'm saying? Single mothers. And, you know, like, you know, baby's a school teacher, and I be saying, she be like, some of these little girls and shit's out of control. I be like, I know. So imagine when the mama got other kids at home, right? And y'all scared of her at the school, and the mama can't do nothing with her either. You know what I'm saying? And then, but y'all ready to lock her up with the truancy police and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and it ain't just the girls. You know what I'm saying? It's the, you know what I'm saying, little boys too running around her, man. Like, man, it's almost like the home. It's almost like home training and respectfulness, and you know what I'm saying. It seems like that shit just done went out the window, man. Cause you got these kids running around here now. Guess what they mind frame is? The biggest gun. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's all that's on their mind. Nigga, the biggest gun, the biggest clip. You know what I'm saying?
These niggas on some stupid shit nowadays.
It's crazy, man. When I understand now, like when I was young, coming up, the older people used to talk about my generation like, man, y'all in trouble. I get it now. Cause now that I done got older, and I'm looking at these ones under me, man, it's sad, man.
Yeah, and I know, and that's why I was like, and I remember you said before I came up here, you wanted to stress on something about like how desensitized things that became, like how mentally, let me speak on that. Yeah, speak on that.
So far as like, okay, this another thing, young niggas, listen to me, man. When you doing this time, man.
Hold up, let me make sure this other one's going, cause she called me. Let me make sure we still going. No, we not. See, and we stopped. And I'm gonna switch it up, bam, to give us another angle. Just cause we got that. Let me move this off the table. Get that out the way, cause we on there. But that other one's still going. This is still going. And we only been going for 20 minutes, my nigga. So, you know, we got, like I said, we got plenty of time to, you know.
So look.
Yes.
Let me speak on this, man. As far as, you know what I'm saying?
No, you good. Go ahead, you good.
It's to them young niggas, man. It's to y'all. Listen, man. During this time, man, desensitizes the fuck out of you, man. Right? And what I mean by that is, like I said, I did 24. Flat. You know what I'm saying? When I came home, I ain't realized how fucked up I am when it comes to emotional intelligence. You know what I'm saying? And how to deal with them. So, for all that time I done, like, you forced to cut your emotions and shit off. because you know at any given time on some real shit, that shit can get you hurt, even killed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but the fucked up thing is, ain't no rule book to how to turn them motherfuckers back on.
Nah, they ain't.
You know what I'm saying? So, when I come home, and I've been in a relationship for a while now, but I hear this all the time. You don't got no emotions. Don't shit bother you. Which is farthest from the truth, but we've been forced to cut that shit off for so long.
Yeah.
So whereas, let's say your significant other is you come in, she's crying because, you know what I mean, whatever reason, life is life, and in whatever reason, hell, it might be shit. One of her friends don't fuck with her no more or some shit. In my mind,
like, what are you crying for?
what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that to cry for?
Man, what are you crying for?
That shit happen every day. Motherfuckers get crossed every day. Now you know what you dealing with. In my mind, instead of being able to console her and be a shoulder, you know what I'm saying, whenever she need me emotionally, you know what I'm saying, in my mind, I don't understand what the fuck you crying for.
Yeah, that's real shit.
You know what I'm saying? So the shit, and that's my normal. That's my norm. You know what I'm saying? It's weird to me. It's weird to me that shit bother you.
Yeah,
whereas really it's normal that shit should bother you.
Yeah, because it's like a trauma. Like, you know, it's like you become unresponsive to the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you, and that shit is huge, and a lot of people don't think about that. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, that's a side, man. I'm telling you, man. Like, and if you real with yourself, it'll fuck with you. Like, it done been times, man. Like, listen, and very rarely do I even cry, but it done been times where I have that I was happy. I was crying just to know I could still cry.
Yeah, like a nigga don't have no emotion in there. Yeah, because I'm saying a lot of shit you have to, like real stuff. You don't, when you know, idle time, it gives you, you know, it either consumes you or it makes you a better person. You know what I'm saying? Idle time, it'll destroy you because you stuck in your mind, or it'll make you a sharp tool because you start to learn things, you know what I'm saying? Which is some of the things that we became doing, you know, all of us, it's how we all crossed paths and started to embrace each other and shit, you know, like, but mental awareness, mental health, you know, in them situations, some of the shit that, you know, you don't.
Mental health is the underdog.
Yeah, like you can't tell somebody how to deal with that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, true enough, a person may have been this way or might have done this, but when you placed in a situation to where you can't do nothing about it and you're abandoned, or, you know, people don't ride for you, or they don't show no loyalty, or they be like, you be all right, you know, I taught you better and all this shit, like, it ain't the place for it, you know what I'm saying? Like, but we become, you know, you have different cultures, Latino cultures, white cultures, and all this, they ride, the moms ride with the dads, or they at every visit with the family, you know, whatever it is, even if the dad don't get out the goddamn car, he's driving the family up there. You know, we just those loyalties, just to, you know, that's the part that makes it mentally easy for some to deal with it. But in our culture, the way we just easily discard it, just thrown away, you know what I'm saying?
In our culture, you know what's crazy, not to cut you off, but in our culture, nigga, everybody who done ever told me they love me done hurt me across.
Man, and that's huge, bro. That's huge. That's huge.
That's crazy.
And see, you know,
that's a reality.
That look, when I remember.
But look, I'm supposed to come out of prison and know how to love somebody though.
Yeah, now you hit me with some powerful shit, boy, and that's why I named that album off that shit. Like, when I was doing that music, that shit, at realizing everybody ain't loyal, boy. When you said that, you don't understand the magnitude of how it hit so close to home, because I had been doing 100,000 things for 20, 30, 40 different people.
Man. Yeah.
And the minute I was like, nah, man.
Yeah.
I was the fakest motherfucker in the world. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm talking about, bro, when I'm saying this is what I used to tell the homies. I ain't got to tell you that I got all type of shit going on at home for you to know or have respect that I got all type of shit going on, that I might have some other shit going on other than this business. If you my partner and you see that I'm down here and I'm distracted, just know that I got something going on.
Some shit going on.
Or pull up on me and ask me. Like, nigga, don't assume that it's you.
Nah, but that's what we do.
We assume you assume that it's you, and because of your guilty conscience of whatever the fuck you thinking, whatever the fuck you thinking, you feel like I'm supposed to defend that shit, nigga. I'm supposed to defend what you feel guilty about.
I tell a motherfucker all the time, man, I can't defend nothing you come up with in your head.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Like, real shit. That's what, that's something that's huge, like I said, and people don't understand that. They don't understand how when you 100 with a motherfucker, you ride in these situations, these relationships, you throw these rocks at penitentiary and jail, whatever it is, and then you get caught, you get banged up. And those, like, I got cousins and relatives like, damn, bro, look, I didn't make it weird to where I can't come around y'all. Like, y'all did that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, the distance, like, nigga, we hung every day. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, take 10, 15 minutes to shoot a kite. That's why I said, like, and I'm saying, you know me. You know what I'm saying? The people that know me, like, when I left and I was gone, nigga, I still was making sure, I wrote you, nigga, nigga, get me on the visit list. Yeah, you feel me? Like, my nigga, you feel me? Like 100, because I'm saying I know, and then I'm saying in real life, my nigga, we didn't have those resources. If we had that nurture and that environment, I guarantee you life would have been different for us, because we had something on our minds.
We would have had something different.
Yeah, we had something on our minds, bro.
Sometimes it just takes something different to do. Just to know you could do something different. But I'm saying, when this shit is just forced in your face, and it's almost like this the only option you got, that's the only option you gonna take.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I was having this conversation with Duty one day. I was like, back in our day, self-harm wasn't something that was big. We didn't think about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we wail out and beat up somebody, jump somebody. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We didn't think about that. But you gotta also realize too, back in our day, it wasn't 911 hotlines or commercials about that shit. It wasn't all type of that shit shown in our face constantly. And I feel like the collective conditioning of that shit nowadays is that's what gives these kids that option. You know what I'm saying? Because they teaching them that, you need to be this way, you need to look like this. And I seen the fucking book in school. They got that book, Worm Likes Worm. Nah, like, what the fuck? They teaching these kids all type of weird ass shit. And then they telling them, well, if you don't feel okay, if you thinking about killing yourself, call us. Like, so, they feeling like that's an option for attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, self-harm is an option for attention. Like, I'm gonna slice my wrist, that'll get their attention. Whatever. Like, it's just fucked up.
But self-harm really ain't just, it go a little deeper than that too, because it ain't just hurting yourself physically. Like cutting your wrist or shit. Self-harm is putting yourself in harm's way, period. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't think about that shit.
Crashing out, making dumb choices.
First of all, the mind of a kid can't rationalize that shit anyway. You know what I'm saying? Which is part of the reason I ended up in the situation I'm in. I was, you know what I'm saying? My mind, I couldn't wrap my mind around the thought of what if I get caught. I'm thinking, what if somebody died? What if somebody lose their life? I couldn't wrap my mind around.
Nobody ever think about that.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a part of self-harm too that, you know what I'm saying, we didn't think about coming up. You know what I'm saying? Like, the consequences, the repercussions of the decisions and shit you make, man.
Yeah, and that's why I was speaking, when we was talking earlier, I said, real shit, dog, we have become accustomed to the oppression, the like, we feel like the way that we live life, like, shit, it could have been worse than this. Rosa Parks had to fight. They tried to make her sit at the back. Like, nah, nigga, I don't believe in none of that bullshit. I believe that because we believe that this shit is the narrative, that's why we accept the oppression that we do.
100%.
The reason why you can do everything in your power to try to get these motherfucking bills paid, and then you get these bills paid, and first thing you do is thank you, Jesus, thank you, Lord. Like, it was you that put the effort
100%.
forward. You know what I'm saying?
I rock with that 100%.
We don't give ourselves no credit in no shape or form. But this is the thing. if all this is supposed to have happened to us, how are we the people that exist to this day spiritually the way that we are when we don't have nothing?
Right.
They didn't give us no books, no nothing. They didn't say we didn't have no gods. Like how
and
do
I ain't
we,
even
you know?
I ain't no religious person or none of that shit.
Yeah, right. Me neither.
But,
Spiritual is what I say.
And then I go along the lines of being spiritual. But I heard some shit, man, that about religion. And it just, I don't give a fuck how you look at it, man. It don't get no realer than this. So let's just take this Bible, for example, right? Mm-hmm. If it was any damn thing in that Bible that was meant for us to grow, to be powerful, to anything good for us, they wouldn't have gave it to us.
No.
They wouldn't have gave that shit to us.
But as I said, that's what I be trying to preach to my father and them, dog, because you got to realize
Shout out to Papa Duck, man.
Man, I'm telling you.
That's who I heard that from, man.
Man, and then they be trying to, you know, like I was telling my baby is, you know, like I remember when they was teaching me, like I didn't know nothing about it. You know, I grew up with a white grandmother and shit, you know what I'm saying? So when I started going to middle school, they showed us roots. I didn't know nothing about that shit, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta realize this, now that I'm a grown ass man, I'm like, damn, why would you show a kid in middle school some shit like that? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Conditioning.
Like, yeah, man, I swear to God, you conditioning people you conditioning one to think that they better than the other, and you conditioning one to accept the oppression, to accept the what's your name, boy? You know, that type shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Like, you feel me? But I don't believe that those are either one of our narratives. I believe that the people that, you know, make shit happen, what they happen, like the shit is being exposed right now, they do it on purpose. That's why we are the only people that is called white and they call black, you know, or what we call black and they call white, because you ain't got a country called white, you ain't got a country called black, man. But if a white person come from Canada, what is he called?
Canadian.
If a black person come from Nigeria, what's he called?
Nigerian.
But we call white and black. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you can't tell me it's
ain't no motherfucking country called black.
Blacklandia and a white landia. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I'm saying you can't tell me that it's not a design for us to be distracted by that shit, to be distracted by these systems. Yeah, to be distracted by these systems while they do it. You know, like don't give these little black kids no resources. You know, even the shit with the private industries and all the people. Like I said, I told you the shit about Michael Jordan being an investor in private prisons. You know, and then dropping Jordans every motherfucking week that kids kill over.
I didn't know that.
You know, that's just like, you know what I'm saying.
I didn't know that.
And that's why I said it's fucked up. You know, like these are things. You know, that's why. And I did that episode. You know, generational effects of not knowing, because you got to think, if we wasn't allowed to read or write and these motherfuckers was beat on and lynched and hung, if we accept those truths, then how can we say that the lessons that was passed on was some shit we need to be teaching our kids? Like, if you was teaching, motherfucker was teaching you how to...
was teaching what you was taught, what a motherfucker
was teaching you how to accept these hands, motherfucker, accept this beat down, these paws, nigga, and then go sit your ass down, you know what I'm saying, and then get up and do it again. Like, now, how can we say that these are the lessons that we need to pass our kids? How can you say that, you know, this motherfucker got water holes to go to school, that's why you should be proud of this? Like, how do we know, bro? Because I'm saying this, if that ain't the truth, right, how do we know? Yeah, because we only know what
that's why I'm a firm
you know
believer,
his story, man. You know, his story,
his story. That's
you
his
know?
Story, shit. The winner write the history. I'm saying I'm a firm believer in, man, choices.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, man, this shit gonna go based off the decision you make.
Yes, choices is major.
You don't have to accept a goddamn thing. Nothing.
No.
You know what I'm saying? This shit is gonna go based off the choices and decisions you make, man. You know what I'm saying? Every day though.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah, because it's the cause and effect of shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, real shit. Like, you know, like me, you know, me personally in my situation, like I was just talking to you about in the car, me choosing myself in a situation, choosing to want more for myself than what I had, choosing to do better, choosing to elevate away from a situation. You know, I moved 11 hours away from everybody, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it was a purpose of it. I moved myself so far away that if somebody called me with an emergency, I wouldn't have had time to make it there.
Made it there.
You'd be better off calling 911, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't make it. I'm 11 miles away. Plus, I got work tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, and I'm saying, bro, yeah, it was hard like a motherfucker, bro. When I get that call of what's going on and all that shit, like, you know, these young cats don't have it, like, seeing how people like Wallow and shit get out. You know, we used to laugh at that nigga running their phones in the rain and all that shit, talking about you lost. Now look at him spending all these calls. Now everybody want to pay you attention.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers don't, you not like, you know, just say the shit, you're not somebody till you gone. You know what I'm saying? Like the shit with Nipsey Hussle, like niggas like us knew who he was and the shit he brought to the table.
Facts.
But he didn't become like a big name until after the fact, when the homie lost his life. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when motherfuckers started.
That's when they paid attention.
Yeah, you feel me?
You know
then they
saying?
started to see the accolades that he had, the shit that he was doing, the people he was fucking with. You know what I'm saying?
Big said?
Yeah.
Nobody till somebody kills you.
Yeah, and these are facts. That's why I said, you know, because I feel like we don't have no resources. When we grew up, we had community centers that we could go play basketball at. We had the Boys and Girls Club,
But
you know what I'm saying?
let me say this too, technology, take these phones and shit too, social media, all that shit, they done fuck these kids up.
Yeah, it took away they ability to actually be social. You know what I'm saying? Like,
wow.
Yeah, they homies.
for real.
Yeah, they homies.
Nah, for real.
Everybody they call a friend as a username.
Yeah, on everything.
You calling your best friend by a username. You don't know his real
You
name.
don't even know his real
You know,
name.
you calling him Skater 22.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying?
That shit
What's
crazy.
up, Skater? You know what I'm saying? Like his name's Jeffrey. You know what I'm saying? You calling him Skater. But
everything.
that's the real reality where shit's at. These kids are out of touch with shit, bro. They don't, you know what I'm saying? And then these young niggas is disrespectful as fuck. You know what I'm saying? You can't.
To the up, listen.
They look at a nigga like us as we trying to preach or something. Like, I don't care if you won't run into the wall, run into the wall, but I'm just telling you it's a wall right there. That's it. Yeah, that's all I'm trying to do.
You niggas will kill you though.
Yeah.
They niggas will kill you.
Man, I'm
and
telling
still
you.
run into the wall.
That's why I said it don't make no sense. That's why
crazy,
it's
man.
like, I remember, when I first started to go through my little situation, they'd be like, all the real people dead or in jail, you know what I'm saying? And you see that when you get there, so that the generation we seeing now is the generation that was left with all the snakes and all the fakes and all the people that sent them on dummy missions to crash out and, didn't give them no substance, you know what I'm saying? So it's hard trying to make them about something. And, you got some of them that travel in sports, but even in sports, you got the young homies that's so gullible and can't see through some of these thirsty women and shit, be so desperate for a relationship, or a status, like the Travis Hunter homie and shit with his girl and all that shit they went through, And it's sad that she got exposed. Oh shit, nigga motherfucking B. But it's sad she got exposed the way she did, bro. Like that's a motherfucker, but you shouldn't even have her out there like that, bro. You shouldn't even did that. You should have kept her in the crib, low key, all that. But you wanted to do it and bring her out there, do all that.
You open Pandora's box,
and then the internet killed you. The internet killed you. I'm talking about they even showed the homie pictures of her in videos, screenshots of. Oh yeah, that's definitely her. That tattoo, that's the tattoo. Like man, they and it's crazy because and you see the little homie make the video, you mad because people saved you from a motherfucking situation where
the nigga that made you had you out here looking like a damn clown.
Man, that's crazy, bro.
Had you looking like a clown. But you know what I'm saying? Again, that's our culture.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, and see, that's why I said, and that's why I be trying to stress, we suffer from the generational curse of not knowing that, what, if we think outside of some of these oppressed ass bitches, like I'm saying this, I don't give a fuck. I'm just being real. Like Brian ain't trying to be disrespectful, but fuck your voucher, bro. Like, like I can't do nothing with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they find out we making some money up in here, bitch, you gonna lose it. You know what I'm saying? We can't advance like that.
Nah.
So you can't dangle that over my head like that's what you bring to the table.
Right.
You got to match my stride. Like if I ain't got nothing and that's all you using as validity over me, you can't use the fact that you got government assistance and all this little aid to match my drive that I'm in the streets trapping and whatever. Nah, we have to be like Bonnie and Clyde. You got to have like a career type shit. You got to be a little CNA, CPA,
something. You got to have some type.
You chasing your RN or something. You ain't trying to. You working with Urban League. You trying to get a program to own a home. Like that's the type of shit.
That's the shit you got to bring to the table.
Yeah. So when you do win with the program with Urban League, I go over and swing some hammers. I help them build it. What you mean? You feel me?
And we gonna win together.
Yeah, exactly. But we don't realize that in our culture that, you know what I'm saying, sometimes that we need to be there. It's like you got a lighter when it go through the washer. You pull that motherfucker out, it might not flick at first.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you take one of them good ones and you flick that motherfucker.
Motherfucker gonna light right up.
You feel me? It's sometimes that's what a nigga need. Nigga don't need that. Yeah. Motherfucker don't need you telling me what I already know, that I ain't shit. I ain't got no job right now. And a nigga ain't doing this or whatever the case may be. Like baby had a young girl that used to come over talking about her baby daddy all the time, and I'll be like, you leave and go with that dude every time, right? You had him drop you off and let him take your car, right? Why you keep talking about that boy like that? That's why I kept telling him, why you keep talking about that boy? Look, if you gonna stick with him, stop talking about him.
But see, again, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy.
That's what we do.
Yeah, like, help that boy out. If you sitting here telling her that he ain't got this, he ain't got that. Yeah, like, but I'm saying this, if he ain't got this and he ain't got that,
help him get it. Fuck you mean? If that's
and you gave him your car and you talking shit about him, what does that make you though?
What's the point?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it don't make no sense. And that's why I be like, real shit. So you can't tell me sometimes that people don't stop to think. Sometimes you choose oppression.
Yeah,
you choose arguing. You choose
when you accept when you accept conditions, when you accept a motherfucker telling you that you are a certain way or you gotta do a certain type of shit, you absolutely are accepting. That's a collectively accepting.
Being conditioned, collective conditioning.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
bro.
Just being conditioned. That's what I'm saying. Bro. Like, that's real shit, bro. Like,
hell yeah, you accepting oppression, like you said.
Yeah, and it's like, and that's why I'm saying, like, you think about motherfuckers like Kanye, and you see the shit that they be going off on, the shit they be saying. This is real shit. Like,
the truth, bro.
Man, listen, when I was in college, bro, it was an old white lady that stopped me and asked me, did I want to learn the shit that I learned, my nigga? You know what I'm saying? She the one that set me on the path she set me on. Had me down there making refugee packages and had me down there sitting with people that was, the first of their kind in their country, like the first female surgeon in Pakistan. She over here on food stamps because that didn't mean shit. Where she's from don't mean shit over here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying it just changed me, and I started to see the narratives. I seen what it did. Like, I'm telling you, bro, I learned that they stopped calling Indians for a point in time and started calling them Negroes. They changed the name. I learned about the Indian Removal Act. I learned about this. Like, I look at my ancestry and I see Indian in my ancestry. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I look at my skin, it looks reddish, like a copperish color. I don't look like somebody that came on no motherfucking boat, but when we get to speaking these shit, people looked at us like we conspiracy theorists or something's wrong with you.
Lost your mind.
Your people suffered and they be turning, your ancestors be turning your grave. Nah, they wouldn't, because I think a lot of them would be like, I say this, when you see an Indian doing a war cry, you can't tell me that it's no different from a black woman catching the Holy Ghost in church.
Nah, for real.
They look the same, because she's up there dancing and doing all that and everything, and that's exactly what they doing. But so you can't take our heritage from us, our culture. You can just mix it up and make us think that we come from her. Because I'm saying, look at the distance, look at the disconnect between us and them over there when they come from other countries. Like, look at how they already hold some type of resentment. I already know, and it shows. Like, I would be disgusted too when I see a bunch of ignorant ass motherfuckers that choose to keep believing that this was your history.
See, that's where and again,
like them Oompa Loompas in the elevator on that little Mario movie.
When you keep accepting what a motherfucker tell you, you know what I'm saying? Instead of doing your own
doing your own research. Doing your own research on it. Like I love you, mama. But I don't believe it, mama.
You got to do your own research if you looking for the man, they say seek and you shall find.
Yeah, because I'm saying
that mean you gotta seek, you gotta actively seek.
Yeah,
you can't just listen to what no motherfucker tell you.
Because that's your faith. That's what you move with your life off of what you choose to believe. If you don't question what you taught by your parents or whatever. Yeah, hell yeah. And see, a lot of us, you gotta, like men like mine in your situation, it ain't like we chose to seek the shit that we learned it because of the situations we was placed in. We learned that what you taught might not be what you was taught might not be the truth, because this is what you about to do for the next this many years, or you about to do this, so you feel me? We learn a different reality, and when you come out, what do they say? What is the title they get out? You institutionalized. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you aware that a motherfucker's train of thought is different, that it's something going on that teaches us something different than what the fuck the rest of the world is accustomed to.
But that's automatically negative.
Yeah, you feel me? Yeah.
They automatically put a negative connotation on that though.
Man, and that's just like, real shit. Like, I took my Kalima Shahada, and this is why I said, like, niggas, we be so quick to follow suit with something, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie, I took my Kalima Shahada and I became a Muslim, and, I was making salads, like, nigga, you couldn't tell me shit, I was serious. Yeah. Okay? Nigga, I was on my deen, nigga, fuck you mean? You know what I'm saying?
But at the same time.
But hold on, let me tell you, nigga, then I met a female surgeon. And she blew my mind. And then she told me some shit about, it's a white girl named Leah Remini or something like this. She got a movie on Netflix where she's talking about Prophet Muhammad and all this shit, and how they won awards, how these group of white people opened up these churches in California, and these niggas was winning awards for bringing people up here. Wow. Man, Tony, man, I Googled the shit to see if I'm like, man, this bitch probably capping, on some, man, swear to God, he's on there, he won an award, bro. He really won in 2017, man, quote me on that. Tony Muhammad won an award in 2017, man, with the Church of Scientology. Like, you can't tell me this is Islam believing people that don't believe in God. They working together, so you can't tell me that these people don't have agendas, bro.
See, to me, as far as that shit go, to me, if you read a little bit about all that shit, you gonna find out.
There's some truth with it. There's something to take away.
There's some truth with that shit, but a lot of that shit is bullshit. Something ain't right.
Yeah, it ain't, bro. That's why I said,
ain't right.
And I think, it's to a degree,
but like I told you, like I say it again, and I'm gonna say it again. If there was any shit in there that was gonna uplift us black people,
yeah, I feel like if it uplift any motherfucking person, you're not gonna get it.
Never had it.
Yeah,
man.
You're not gonna get it. I feel like, and this, when it comes to prejudice, you know what I'm saying, people that hate because of the color of a skin and shit, like, you and uneducated are brother and sister. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no way you can be educated and know what didn't happen in the world and you be that way. You know what I'm saying? You can't be that way.
100%.
But if you ain't never known no better, like, look, I heard prime example, one of the white boys that I worked with, you know what I'm saying? Bro, he calls me all the time, bro. He hit me up. And he told me, I grew up racist, bro. Like, I grew up where, they didn't like black folks in my house, and being around dudes like you, he said, man, y'all the realest people that I've ever fucking met. So it's
usually the case.
Yeah, it's what's going on. It's different. You know what I'm saying?
I bet she did.
Yeah, so it's
ain't that some shit.
Yeah, but it's so, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people suffer from that not knowing, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? They grow up a certain way thinking that this is what it is, or this is what, this is how they should be. So, they uneducated on something. They think 1 + 1 is 9, and they've been going around arguing with people telling them that it's 9.
Right.
And then one day you come across somebody to be like, no, silly, look, I'm gonna show you. Yeah, you feel me? Then you like, damn, so I've been deceived my whole life. Yeah, because you gotta realize your parents, what I was taught from the
what's up with it?
Huh?
What y'all doing? What y'all doing? Alright then.
Yeah, so I was taught from the proletariat and the bourgeoisie, how they was able to overcome us and get this hold on us was to give the poor whites something to separate them from the blacks. You know what I'm saying? Which is why, like, when I lived in West Virginia, I told you they lived in dilapidated trailers with a whole lot of land, but it's a small ass trailer. But then you ride through neighborhoods, you see, black folks in here, all of us, you know, everybody got some type of voucher living on something, but these houses don't belong to us
at all.
They belong to them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you don't understand that that's the trick. That's how they got us. Because them people in West Virginia, they don't got none of this amenity.
Yeah.
They don't got Family Dollar around the corner or nothing. You know, motherfucking Walmart is their goddamn hangout spot. You know, they go bowling and all that in that motherfucker. They live and die by Walmart. You feel me? Like that's real shit. And me being in the country, like, this is real shit. I was in a part of West Virginia, bro, that was established in the 1700s, and it was a whole lot of Confederate flags and shit everywhere. But I promise you, I ain't never get called no nigga, no disrespect, or hey boy, you look lost or nothing. Like, they was the coolest motherfuckers in the world. It was more so like a representation of their family up there. But then you get to the motherfuckers around the city, it's like the talentless rapper that wants to rap for every goddamn body. We want everybody to hear that you can rap, and you can't rap. You know, you be the first one to bust a rap, and don't nobody, you know what I'm saying? The motherfucker, you trash, doo-doo. But you got the balls to be able to go out and do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's shit that, you know, people don't stop to think about, bro. Like, that's things that we don't grasp, like conversations that we don't have, like.
That's another thing in our community, though. We don't have conversation.
Yeah.
Right? I'm saying, and at the end of the day, information is the key to life.
Yeah, man.
Right? If you can't do something if you don't know how.
No.
So if we not having these conversations, then we still stuck in the same goddamn predicament that we was in. You know what I'm saying? We'll never grow. Cause if how you think at the end of the day, and not to make it a race issue or nothing, but it is what it is. White people, how you think they got all the power? Cause they got all the information.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if we ain't, and that's why you know that each one teach one come in, nigga, that's our job, bro. That's our job, bro. Like,
to educate. Don't be that. Like I told you, motherfucker. You know,
can't take this shit. If you know something,
they be trying to take it to their grave with them. I don't get paid enough to teach you motherfuckers. I don't get paid enough to teach you motherfuckers.
That's the mentality, bro.
Yeah, and that's sad, bro. That's sad because
fucked up.
Yeah, it's like if you know what you know, and you know that you don't get paid enough to do it, then I'm saying, how you would ever expect them to make it? You know what I'm saying?
Now,
like,
what you do with it is on you.
Yeah.
I can't force you to you know what I'm saying, act on it.
Yeah.
But it is my job to give it to you.
Yeah, right. That's why I said it makes it difficult, bro. You know, when you're supposed to have those resources. We need those resources. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how shit becomes better. Like, you know, you might be able to design this, and you know, when you design it, I might be able like, well, you know, what if you do it this way? You might be like, damn, I never thought about
it like that.
You know what I'm saying?
See, that's why I shout out the Savage Shabazz. Real shit, man. It's never a time, man, I can't call that man, and if I don't know something, it's never a time, man, that he, you know what I'm saying, he always gonna answer that phone, and if he got that information, man, he giving it to me. Not just me, anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I know him from down at the school and shit, you know what I'm saying? Him and Big B, you know what I'm saying, the homie Brandon. Like, they was down there really doing shit for people, bro, like making changes, opening doors. That
nigga helped me get out of prison.
Yeah, them dudes was...
That nigga helped me get out of prison.
Yeah, them dudes was really helping down there, opening doors. That's why, see, we don't have resources like that. And see, this is the thing that people don't look at it. With him helping you get out and you being out and still staying out, being the productive person that you are, because now that you have resources, it's a whole lot different for you. Yeah, life is still what it is.
Life is what it is, but damn it, listen.
It's different having some resources.
It's a whole lot easier than it would have been without the resources.
Right, it's not so easy for us to just fuck up now, you know what I'm saying? Because we got the opportunity for different things, you know what I'm saying? That's why I said, like, me and my situation, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, you don't it's just crazy. And I be telling my father this all the time, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the shit that I go through is because of the doors that I open with other people, because in my life, my nigga, I've already made the choice to get me together. So
right.
I'm telling you,
and there come a point in time where that's what it gotta be. Yeah. You gotta choose you.
Yeah, you got to, because you can't be there for nobody else.
Gonna have to
you
be
not
selfish.
together.
If you want, listen, whatever you call success, if you want to be successful in life, at some point you're gonna have to choose you and be selfish. You know what I'm saying? That's just part of it. You cannot,
Yeah.
listen, you can't spread yourself too thin. You can't do it. At some point, because at the end of the day, you can't help nobody if you can't help your damn self anyway. So at the end of the day, you gonna have to choose you at some point in life. In order to grow, elevate, and get to the places that you want to go in life, you're gonna have to choose you at some point.
Because you can't be there for nobody else if you don't. You know, you got to be in a place to where you together and you able to give you to another motherfucker.
And not feel bad about it. You can't feel bad about it either.
Exactly.
Like, because a motherfucker will play on your emotions and like you can't allow no motherfucker to dictate, you know what I'm saying, and play with your emotions to the point where it's to your detriment.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause a lot of times that's what it be when you ain't in a position to give, because usually that's what it's about. If you ain't in no position to give and you steady giving and you steady giving and you steady giving, then that shit steady going and steady going and steady going and ain't nothing coming back. It's no return.
Like these young dudes to be out here hustling and these young women to get with these young dudes. You know that boy ain't got no damn job. That boy ain't doing nothing. He's making ends meet. And you done had a whole baby with this boy.
Yeah.
And now you expecting diapers and shoes and you pressuring him and all this and all this shit. And now you expecting like, that's where we always go wrong, dog. Like I can't stress this shit enough. We place expectations into motherfuckers, bro.
Nah,
like,
real
and
shit.
we might be giving a motherfucker all we got, and it's just 5 back flips, but you expected 10 or 20.
It's never enough.
And you gonna always be the one disappointed because what I'm able to do ain't enough for you because you expected so much. Like
100%.
Yeah, like, you know, we gotta be in the reality. You gotta these women need to, you know, and so as the young dudes, you know, you gotta live in the reality of, nigga, you been driving her car, you been doing her, spending her shit, nigga, like, yeah, nigga, you gotta be able to bring something to the table, do something, because if you fucking around and doing this and doing that, then this bitch might have a argument one day because she might be like, you know what, I'm sick of this shit.
Yeah. At any given time.
Yeah, and you have to entertain that. You have to go through whatever because of whatever choices you make. And so, you know, like, I'm just telling you, man, I can't stress it enough, bro. Like, having resources to let a motherfucker know, like, when you get up to this stop sign, you're gonna be able to turn left and right.
That's
you know,
a choice. Yeah.
if you turn right, you know what I'm saying, it's roadblocks up there, but if you turn left, you know, you might be able to get straight through and you can get around.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm trying to bring to the table with this shit when I bring people around in the conversation that I have, because I'm being real, nigga. Like, I was a young dude in the streets, you know, I was big with family. I had never really gotten money with people outside of family and shit. Everything we did was family, you know, so coming into the joint and shit, you know, I'm thinking this shit like what I see on TV, you know what I'm saying? It's big motherfuckers, and Big Blizz was one of the first motherfuckers I saw, so I'm like, oh shit, it's real. Yeah, you know, it's huge dudes and they gonna wanna box you and do all type of shit and all this, but it wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, throughout my journey, and throughout my journey, like, real talk, I elevated a lot mentally, my nigga, when I met you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I try to give my niggas that I fuck with, even with Duty, you know what I'm saying? The way I fuck with him, I try to give my niggas they flowers and let y'all niggas know, like, nigga, I learned from you, you know what I'm saying? And I know that you niggas can
always have did that.
Yeah, and I know you niggas can look at me and see some of the ways that I was a young nigga. Yeah, and you know what I'm saying? I'm being real because it's because of you niggas. Bro, like, it's because of the stories that y'all shared with me, the shit that we went through, the times that we had. Like, y'all niggas didn't.
Times we bumped heads in that.
That's what I'm saying, nigga. Million times.
That's how I know. You know what I'm saying?
Like family, family do.
Shit genuine, it's real shit. Like, but nigga, we done bumped heads
a million times, nigga. That's why I said, nigga.
And guess what, nigga, when I was on my release date, you was at them gates.
Man, I'm telling you, my dog,
no whole lot
that's
about
what I'm saying, nigga. We rolled
3, 4,
all the way
5
back.
years later, nigga, you was still at them gates.
Yeah, my dog.
Now 3, 4, 5 years later, nigga, we doing this.
Man, pulling up on my nigga, like, yeah, real shit. That's why I said, because, you know, real talk, like, you're not gonna find too many like us, bro, no more. We rare gems, and you know, when I was going to school, when I got out and I brought Lil Barry and Callie and all them niggas, we was all going to school. You know, them old white men down at the school, bro, they would tell me, they like, man, people like you don't come around, bro.
Nah,
we don't. He said, man, people like you, we meet y'all about every 6 or 7 years.
Man,
he said, man,
energy don't lie, bro.
Yeah, he said, man, listen to me. He said, something's gonna shake for you. I don't know what's gonna be, but you know, I just want to tell you that, hey, man, like, you different, man. You different,
and,
you know.
And you gotta look, and a motherfucker, you gotta give yourself that credit too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't. A lot of times we don't even give ourselves credit.
No, we
like
don't.
You just said, nigga, we'll work all this time, woo, and then at the end of the day, we thank Jesus. Woo.
Yeah, thank you, Jesus.
Nigga,
yeah.
give yourself some credit, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You gotta like believe in yourself, nigga. Invest in yourself, nigga. Because if you don't, nigga, ain't nobody else gonna do it.
Nah, that's real shit. And that's why I said that, you know, I ain't gonna lie. That's why I said, bro, that shit that I went through with her, bro, and that relationship with my ex, dog, my last relationship, like, nigga, it really did take a toll on me, bro. And that's something that's why I be trying to stress to the young homies. Like, bro, I was filming with CMG. He know I was up here. We had deep, we was at party. We was filming tough, bro. Like, and all I was worried about what was going on back home, bro. Like, I was worried about what they was doing. Like, it made me feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I deserved it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, suck it up, you know? And I couldn't focus on nothing, bro. Like,
see, it ain't gotta be part of it.
Nah, it don't because I'm saying this, nigga, like, I wouldn't be where I'm at today to make videos and pull up on the homie and all that if I didn't say, man, fuck it. Like, nigga, you got me. Like, nah, I ain't accepting this shit. You can't tell me that this is the plan that God had designed for me. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me that this is what I'm gonna live and die going through this shit.
Then not only that, again, for them, you know what I'm saying, for them young niggas, man, like, you gotta think about, nigga, when you doing that time. Look, I did 24. I came home 36 days later. My mama died. You know what I'm saying?
I remember that shit too.
36 days later, after doing 24 years, you know what I'm saying? My mama died.
It was great have that cookout that Friday and everything.
Man,
I remember
you gotta
that.
Think about. Listen, man. I just, man, my message really is to these young niggas, man. Look, man. Again, I can't stress this enough. I swear, man. One wrong year, man, when you should have said nah, changed the whole course of your fucking life.
Man, I swear that's God, powerful, man. Boy. Yeah,
swear
boy.
To God, man.
One wrong year, boy. That's real
that's
shit. That's
all
boy.
It take is one, though.
Yeah, that's
one year when you should have said nah, nigga, and you know you should have said nah, cause your gut don't lie.
Nah, yeah, that's what I'm saying, boy. You know, you get that feeling. Man, we all didn't have it, bro. I promise you, bro. Like your we gut all
don't lie, bro.
Every time, like I'm telling you, you can ask. That's what we used to say. Like we used to have that conversation with some of the homies banged up and shit. Like a motherfucker say the day that they got locked up, shit was just different.
Man,
shit was just different.
Like
how
many times
like shorty was like, don't go nowhere. All this.
Personally, listen, nigga, I told you I was on my way home.
Yeah, you were. It had a detour.
So my first instincts, my gut's telling me go home.
Go home. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I went against that nigga and didn't go back home to 24 years later.
Yep, that's real shit. And I promise you, I was, the day that I caught my shit, bro, we was on the highway talking about police and if a situation ever happened, what to do and all this. And then it just started raining. It was sun shining and everything. And out of nowhere, bro, it just started pouring down, dog. I swear to God, going to E-Town. And I was like, damn, bro. Like, I was just in my mind the whole time, like, damn, bro, like, what the fuck, like, should I motherfucking, you know, not do this shit, ride with this nigga, whatever, and I did, and I promise you, bro, like, it is what it is, but that's why I said I learned the shit that I learned, and I'm just trying to be a resource for the motherfuckers, because everybody don't come out the way we did, especially like my cousin Corey.
Don't take this the wrong way.
Like Gillian.
It wasn't no all bad, nah, not Gilly.
little hardcore Gilly, little hardcore.
Yeah, don't take this the wrong way, though, because it wasn't all bad.
Nah.
It wasn't no, and I say that saying, meaning like, I learned a lot.
Yeah.
I learned a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying I wouldn't have learned these same lessons had that event not took place.
Yeah, not like advising the motherfucker to take the route you took.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying I learned a lot because I was forced to be in that predicament. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's either I'm gonna learn something, or I'm gonna be a long-term dummy.
Right,
you know
exactly. Yeah.
But I'm saying, and I learned some good shit, and I met some beautiful minds in that motherfucker.
Yeah, and
some of the smartest people, and I'm talking about the most gifted people I ever met was in there.
Yeah, and some of us real shit. Some of us, you know, it be the reason why we still be walking these streets to be able to be different today. Because I ain't gonna lie, a lot of the shit that that's our son now.
No, I don't know.
A lot of the shit that I had.
Niggas upper, ain't you? Niggas is upper. What y'all on? Niggas is she in her? Nigga, you know that's too big for you, nigga. You can't handle that,
big
nigga.
Boy. They rolling.
That nigga can't handle that. You ain't popping no willies on that nigga.
You ain't popping willies. That one said y'all in that little podcast too. Okay, yeah. We gonna have it on. You can't see it.
Clown, huh?
Yeah. That motherfucker's ignorant though.
That motherfucker hard dog. Nah, for real. I'm saying, what is that?
Yeah, we can take a little intermission and see. Let's see what it's been doing anyways.